By now, everybody should know that Jesus Christ was not born on the 25th of December, uh, way back in 1 AD or 1 BC. The shepherds who are in the flocks at night indicate that the time frame is March through May in Jerusalem. So when is the date of Jesus Christ's birth? There would have been a sign in the heavens indicating his birth. We read in Matthew that 3 wise men came to the emperor. There's some debate over which emperor it would have been, and may not have actually happened, but they indicate that they came because of the sign in the heavens, a star. So what is this sign in the heavens? If you have a stellarium, you can get one at stellarium.org. Remember the org, not com. You can get a free download of the stellarium. And you can look and see for yourself and search for the date that I'm going to give you for the birth of Jesus Christ. In the Torah, in Genesis chapter 22, there's a discussion about Abraham being commanded to sacrifice Isaac, his son. Now, I won't go into too much detail about who the identities of Abraham and Isaac were, other than they are the ancestors of Jesus Christ. And what's interesting is that Abraham goes up into the mount to sacrifice his son Isaac, and Isaac goes willingly. But we get some interesting stuff in this chapter that when he goes to sacrifice his son, and an angel or a messenger appears, as well as a ram. Now this is significant because this is a symbol for the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, the Son of our Heavenly Father. And I'll discuss that with you here. In the heavens, we have constellations, and the zodiac constellations are the ones that go around the earth regularly, and then there's constellations to the north of the zodiac, and there's constellations to the south of the zodiac. One of those constellations is the ram, called Aries. And when I went to look for a sign at the time of Jesus' birth, I noticed that during this time period when the shepherds were taking care of their flocks, the sun was in Aries. So I knew that I was in the right location and right time period. The next, I had to figure out which year. Now, according to Luke chapter 2, there was a census taken, and Luke was wrong on many of the points that he brings out, but there was a census taken in 6 AD or CE. This census does not have any signs associated with the birth of Jesus Christ that I've been able to find. I've looked for the LDS churches traditional, and I emphasize traditional because it's never been an actual doctrine. It's just been a tradition that Jesus was born on April 6th of 1 BC. And the reason why they suggest 1 BC is the belief that it was on Passover. Well, April 6th, 1 BC is not on Passover. The moon is in phase 0.07. That's not even close to a phase 1, which would be a Passover time. So I needed to find another date for the sign of the birth of Jesus Christ. The LDS Church, however, does say in their Book of Mormon that it was prophesied that Jesus would appear 600 years after the first year of the reign of King Zedekiah. King Zedekiah was the Judean king put on the throne by Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. And scholars have identified two possible dates for when he would have appeared. The first is in 597 BCE. The second is 596 BCE. So using that as a time frame, I looked for signs around March through May of 4 and 5 AD or CE. And searching my stellarium, I eventually found that there was a sign in the heavens. Now, this is important because this is the date, the 8th of April, 4 CE or AD. Now, here's the sign that I saw. At around 9:30 in the morning in Jerusalem, the skies showed a solar eclipse. Now that is significant because that indicates a death of a king. Jesus Christ is the King of Kings. Now, I thought this was strange to be at his birth symbol because he didn't die until 33 years later, which would be 37 AD CE, now that I've made this discovery. But what I noticed also in this sign was that it was in Aries. Aries is the ram. So there's a ram associated with the sacrifice of a king, and also in conjunction with this eclipse is the planet Mercury. Mercury is the messenger god, so he can be sort of identified as an angel giving a message. This follows the exact same story in the Torah concerning Abraham sacrificing his son and an angel or a messenger and a ram appearing in the story. It's as if the ancients or someone put that information in the story to let us know when Jesus Christ was born. Because on the 8th of April, 4 CE, at 9:30 in the morning is the sign of the birth of Jesus Christ. Look for my book, The Sign of Christ's Birth by Travis Wayne Goodsell, on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and soon in audiobook.